Hey guys, it's Gabe and Matt from Misfit Athletics. We're here to talk about your deadlifts and how you can fix your first pull in your deadlift. We see a lot of monster weights moving out there on your videos, and that first rep looks like it's the heaviest rep ever, and then the second, third, fourth, and fifth rep looks nice and smooth. So we want to try and fix that first pull from the ground. Okay, and this is typically what we see from our videos. One of the first reasons that we see such difficulty with the first rep pulling off of the ground is that we often see athletes setting up too far forward. All right, and there are a few indicators of when you're setting up too far forward. One of the indicators is that you do not have vertical shins. What we want to see is your shins be as vertical as possible, and so that allows you to sit back through the heels. The other thing is, come back forward please, is weight in the balls of your feet. We often see this as well, and what we want to see is weight from the front side of the heel, so you're sitting back. All right, and then the third thing that we see, come back forward, is shoulders too far in front of the bar. And when you see a arm angle that is going back towards your body, we know that our shoulders are too far forward, so we want to sit back and have an angle of our arms almost straight down to the bar. And what happens when we set up too far forward in front of the bar is, as we pull, we initiate this pull, the bar starts to come away from us, and that puts a lot of excess stress on our back and makes it much more difficult to move this weight. It does not allow us to use our leg drive to move this weight straight up. So if we can sit back, shins vertical, shoulders right over the bar, weight in the heels, that bar can come straight up and it'll be a lot smoother off that first pull. All right guys, the second thing that we often see with people in their first pull is that they don't take the slack out of the bar and they don't set their back properly before moving the bar. All right, and so Matt's gonna go ahead and address the bar, and right now it is a dead weight. And if he does not actually pull his shoulder blades back and down and set his back, then he's going to absorb this first pull with his torso and his back, and that's where you typically see the rounding. Go ahead and demo that please. And relax. So we often see that with a dynamic pull, and we see that with not setting up properly. So I'm going to ask Matt to set his hands on the bar. And what he's going to do is he's going to pull his shoulder blades back and down to set his back, and he's going to pull his chest away from the bar without actually driving through the legs yet. And this is going to allow him to be nice and set. He's pulling the bar back toward him, and he's able to fire up through the legs there. And that is going to ensure that your leg drive is not being absorbed by your back, it's actually going through the bar to move the weight up. So the third thing that we often see is once the bar passes the knees on the way up, we see what we call a scoop. And what happens is your knees start to shoot forward and your hips start to shoot forward as you're finishing the deadlift. Okay, can you demo this real quick, Matt? So as that bar passes his knees, he lets the knees slide forward. And what we don't want to see in this, as you get forward here, it's really hard to often finish the rep by locking out your knees, right? If your knees are bent, we see this finishing position here, okay? So what we want to do is, as that bar passes our knees, we want to aggressively squeeze the glutes. We want to sweep the bar back into our body and open our hips toward the bar. Okay, so as that bar passes his knees, he's going to aggressively finish that rep, and you see how he's nice and tight in the finish. We'll go one more rep, please, and freeze in the finish, and he's there. So he's nice and stacked, he's tight in the midline, he's not overextended, and he's in a full lockout position. All right, so Matt, will you go ahead and finish with a good set of 5 with a clean first rep? So guys, if you can really pay attention to that first pull and make your first pull look exactly like your second, third, and fourth and fifth reps during this strength cycle, it'll really carry over to your Metcons and your strength work. It will save your low back, and you'll have a lot greater success in your deadlifts. So good luck. Thanks, Matt.